All right, hello there, thrill seekers. Some guy says that the Dalai Lama told him you shouldn't meditate to feel good. Is he right? Let's talk about that after 19 seconds of the bass break from High School by the MC5. Alright, that was the bass break from High School by the MC5, one of my perennial favorites. And sometimes when I'm on Instagram, these kind of weird, annoying, silly, fake Buddhist videos show up, and I want to show you one that particularly got me the other day. So let's just look at the video before I even talk about it. Here comes the annoying Instagram video.
Dalai Lama told me that he discourages Westerners from becoming Buddhist. So why? Why? He says, because they're doing it wrong. I said, what do you mean? He said, they want to meditate to feel better. And I said, so what should they be doing? He says, you should meditate so everybody else feels better. The point of your meditation is to lift up the whole world. That's the point of your meditation. Not so that you will lift yourself up, so you'll feel less anxious, so that you'll become more productive, so that your depression will be alleviated. On the contrary, it's completely secondary to this. And that's the point of understanding that right now, right here, is the only time that we can love. And that's why when we have this conversation, you and I are here right now. We're not thinking about the future, and we're loving this moment.
Annoying, right? I don't know, maybe you don't agree, but I just hate videos like this. I guess I love to hate them because I hate watch them sometimes. And this one I had to hate watch a bunch of times so I could edit it to make it this video that you're watching now. I guess the guy who's talking is Arthur C. Brooks. I only know that because it says it at the bottom of the screen. And if this video is anything to go by, I've seen all I want to see from Arthur C. Brooks. He just doesn't... Okay, let me just enumerate the annoying things about this video. For one, it's like, the Dalai Lama told me blah blah blah. Yeah, the Dalai Lama told you that. Yeah, okay, maybe this guy had a conversation with the Dalai Lama because he's a New York Times best-selling author. Of course he is, because New York Times best-selling authors, I mean, that New York Times always has the worst books when it comes to just about anything but meditation, for Christ's sake. Oh, they're always terrible. And this just looks like the kind of cheesy stuff that you see. It's all about, love and this stuff. And the guy's very animated and he's got that twinkly little music behind him. I don't know if you go back and watch it again. There's this like bed of silly new age music behind him as he says all these things. And the point of his video is that you're not supposed to meditate to make yourself feel good. You're supposed to meditate to uplift the whole world. And okay, fine. One thing I really hate is when people start policing each other's motivations for meditation. Because as far as I'm concerned, any motivation that gets you started on doing a meditation practice, specifically I like Zazen, because that's what I talk about, but really any kind of meditation practice, anything that motivates you to do it is fine. If you're doing it to feel good, that's great. Just do it to feel good. And the reason that it's okay to meditate to feel good is that if you feel good, if I feel better about myself, if I'm calmer, if I'm more centered, if I'm, what would he say, I have less depression, less anxiety. I don't know, he mentions productivity, which maybe we'll get to in a minute, but I don't worry about productivity. But if you're doing those things and you're more centered and you're more calm and you're just generally more together, that it gets projected out into the world. So meditating to make yourself good is how you uplift the whole world. I don't know, maybe in the rest of the video this guy gets to that point. I don't really know, but it doesn't matter. This whole thing irked me. I started doing Zazen back when I was 19 or 20 years old, and I've told this story too many times, so excuse me, people who've watched my videos a lot. I was a mess. I was a teenager, and they're all a mess. Teenagers out there listening, you're a mess. And I wanted to do something about that. I was particularly worried about death because my mom had been diagnosed with Huntington's disease, and it's a hereditary disease, and I was very concerned that I might inherit that disease. I have not so far, and I'm way past the age when people usually start showing symptoms, so good for me, that's nice. But that's what motivated me. I was not out there to try to uplift the whole world or save the whole world. And the idea that you need to do this to save the whole world is, it's too much. It's really too much. I know very well, before you start sending me comments, that the Bodhisattva vow is, I vow to save all beings. And as I always say, my friend Rob came up with the greatest definition of that. He says, I vow to save all beings from myself. And that is what your that's what your meditation practice can do. You save all beings from yourself. You take yourself out of the running. I don't know what word I want to use. You take yourself out of the bunches of people who are going around making everybody tense and everybody angry and upsetting them and getting them all worked up and whatever else they're doing. You take yourself out of that by getting yourself more centered, more calm, more even, more whatever. Now, before other commenters say that, man, you said and that upset me. You're never going to get to the point when you don't upset anybody. And I upset people on this internet channel all the time, mostly people who are a little weird, I think, who get upset because I say that the point of meditation is not enlightenment and stuff like that, and they go, ah, and their heads explode. Well, you're gonna have some of that, but you're gonna have less of it, and you're gonna be better at just staying at not causing a lot of trouble. That's the point. One of the things I like to mention in this regard about the vow to save all beings is when I was a kid, I had this book that was about yay thick, 2 inches thick, very thick book of reprints of old Superman comics. And I wish I could find that book again. It had a white cover, and there was Superman on the cover, and if anybody knows what that book was, let me know, because I'd like to find it again. But I remember one of the comics in there was probably from the, 60s or 70s, when Superman had been going on for a long time, and they were starting to run out of ideas, I guess. But it was a funny one in which Superman has to go and save everybody in the world, and it's like a day in the life of Superman. He has to burrow through the earth to China to save somebody in China, and then he has to go to, Los Angeles, and then he has to go to wherever, Australia or somewhere. He's going all over the world, and he's exhausted by the end of the day. What happens when Superman sleeps? Does Superman sleep? And if somebody gets in trouble when Superman's asleep, oh my God. That's kind of, I think, what a lot of people feel when they watch videos like this and when they hear the Bodhisattva vow and they say that your meditation is to save the whole world, to uplift the world. And yeah, in a sense, your meditation is to uplift the world. I don't really think the Dalai Lama told this guy anything. He probably saw it in a video or something, and then he says, oh, the Dalai Lama told me, and he acts like he's having, I'm sorry, I'm so irked by this video. He act like, I had this big conversation. I had this friendly conversation with the Dalai Lama. Look at me. I talk to the Dalai Lama. I talk to the Dalai Lama all the time, and we're buds. Anyway, I don't think the Dalai Lama told him that, but if he did, I don't know what the context was, so there may be. That's another thing. People always, and there's probably going to be people already right now writing comments about, you dare to say something about His Holiness Dalai Lama, you're not fit to lick his boots, blah, 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 or to suck his tongue, this kind of stuff. Just shut up, because I'm not talking about the Dalai Lama. I don't know what the Dalai Lama said. I can understand why somebody might want to say that, why somebody in the position of the Dalai Lama might say that your meditation is to uplift the whole world and don't be selfish about it, because there is that kind of industry of meditation going on in the West, particularly in America these days, where it's all about feeling good, all about productivity. That's one of the ones I never understood. Although I will say that I'm probably more productive now that I've done meditation because I'm just better at getting up off my ass and doing things than I used to be. But then again, I was a teenager when I started, so what kind of baseline do I have to work from there? But anyway, yeah, you get increased productivity, and people are doing meditation for, the wrong reasons, to try to feel better, to try to, he mentions love in there. I'm guessing that this guy is one of those relationship dudes, because the person who put this video, I think the person who shared it on my Instagram feed was one of these people who's like, oh, relationship. I got one person on my Instagram feed who's obsessed with relationships, love relationships, romantic relationships, and how you to get a better one, and blah, blah, blah. People do it for all those reasons, but I'll tell you, even if you're doing your meditation practice for the reasons of finding a good romantic relationship, okay, just go do it. It's like people who start playing guitar because they think it'll help them get laid. Some of us did that. But you end up with a skill of playing guitar, and it transcends the motivation that you initially had. And same thing with meditation. The effects of meditation transcend whatever motivations you had for starting meditation in the first place. And that's what I want to say. And yeah, it's a short video today, but I think that's okay, because you got to have a few short ones, right? That's what she said. Oh, anyway. So ongoing medical conditions. I am cancer-free at the moment. Well, not exactly. I am undetectable. There's no detectable cancer in me right now, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm still scheduled to have surgery on July the 30th. I might as well just put this out because I keep being cagey about it. And I got one doctor who tells me you should get the surgery. Definitely get the surgery. Do it right now. I got another doctor who says, wait, don't get the surgery right now because there's all kinds of complications and such like possible. You'll probably be okay, but why not just wait and get a scan every 3 months and see where you are in 2 years, and then see if you want to get surgery. So I got these conflicting opinions, and I got 2 weeks to sort it out. So if anybody wants to help me sort it out, please write to me at bw@hardcorezen.info. And don't give me your unsolicited cancer advice, because, well, okay, do give me your unsolicited cancer advice. I love it, but I get a lot of that. So just realize I get a lot of that. All right. That's it. That's all I got to say. I hope I'm well, and we'll see what happens. I got another meeting with a doctor later on today, so maybe I'll get a little bit more information. Probably not. All right, we'll see you again. Remember, if you want to donate to me, you can go to the URL that you're about to see on the screen below, or that you're about to hear if you're listening to the audio version, and that is hardcorezen.info/donate. That is hardcorezen.info/donate. That's where you'll find links to my PayPal and Patreon accounts. And those are my main and my only ways, really, right now, of making a living. But I appreciate your support, but you don't got to support me if you don't want to support me. Okay, that's the spiel. All right, we will see you again next time. Have a good time all the time. Bye.